Hey, this is Captain Horfe. Welcome to episode 20 of Horfe Plays Resonant Rise 3. I'm sitting inside my ore tripling box right now. As you can see, we've got the inputs coming from both sides. They go into this chest. This is where all my ores end up that are going to get processed and tripled. As you can see, these guys just can't keep up. We're quarrying out much more ore than these guys can conceivably process in a timely fashion. Look how backed up all this is. So we're gonna have to make some speed upgrades for these machines. So they're pretty simple. The thing about speed upgrades is it's not telling us how much power we're losing because for some reason this didn't shut down and it's got a huge buffer now. But basically, adding these speed upgrades is going to really increase our power consumption. At the same time, once I have more gold, I can make energy upgrades that will sort of balance with the speed upgrades and make it so they consume less energy. So anyway, I'm making some of that alloy downstairs, the energetic alloy, or what's it called? Alloy. This stuff is used in enriched alloy, is used a ton in Mekanism. So what we're going to do is make a speed upgrade. Item speed upgrade from Mekanism. It's 2 enriched alloy, and osmium dust, and 2 glass. So let me grab some glass. Do we not have regular just vanilla glass? Alright, well the cool thing is now that we're running a quarry in the desert, we got lots of sand. No shortage of sand. Okay, why are you cooking quite clear glass? Put you on furnace mode. And I just need a few glass to get started. While waiting for that, let me go down here. We're still cooking up more of this stuff. Let me get an even number. 16. Alright, let's go back up here. Come on now. Glass. We should have a bit of glass now. Alright, so what we're going to do is just dump all this into AE. And then go speed upgrade. Let's see how many of these bad boys we can make. Alright, we made 8 speed upgrades. Let's go back in our queue. Now this one, I'm the least concerned about how fast this one is. This one's usually backed up waiting. And this one produces 3 at a time. These have to process the 3 individually. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to throw 4 speed upgrades. That's not what I meant by throw. Let me get a shift real quick. Yeah. It's going to get 4 speed upgrades and it's going to start going faster. Alright, great. And we're going to do the same thing here. So that should speed these up. Yep. As you can tell, they're going a lot faster. They're also consuming a lot more power, but that's okay. And I'm going to throw 4 speed upgrades in the smelter, and I'm just hoping this will help clear the backlog a little bit, or at least start to. Hey, we made another 8. So, I'm going to throw 4 in here. And actually, the smelter, I'm going to throw 8 in the smelter. You can throw up to 9 upgrades in each machine. So I'm just going to throw 8 in here, and we're just going to really, or actually 9. Alright, so this thing is going as fast as it can possibly go. Good job. Right now we have an abundance of power generation. We have so much yellowite, so I'm not worried about sucking down a little more power. Alright, this machine is totally keeping up. These machines are keeping up a lot better. Alright, I think that this will help us get through this backlog now. I'm certainly hoping so. We have a lot of work to process. If we can't process them in a timely fashion, it almost doesn't matter how fast our quarry is going. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we were doing about 400 RF per tick before the speed upgrades, and look at us now. We're doing anywhere from 900 to 1400 RF per tick. So it almost tripled our power output. That's rough. So I did make some of these speed energy upgrades. These reduce energy consumption. The only problem is they take gold, and gold was one of the reasons that we needed the quarry in the first place. But I should have enough for 4 each. Some of those in here. On some of these, the energy. If you keep the speed and energy roughly equal, I don't know. That's what I try to do. I don't know if it's ideal. This one's still going to have a little more speed than energy. That's alright. So, and then this one we haven't upgraded at all. That should hopefully increase the energy efficiency so we're not doing 1400 RF per tick just to process ores. I mean, we can do that, and it probably wouldn't kill us, but there we go, that's a little more reasonable. Yeah. We went from 400 to like more like 600. That's a lot better than 400 to 1400. So, don't forget, if you're playing Mekanism, boys and girls, don't forget those energy upgrades. Make a huge difference. Alright, now that I got a bit of resources together, I was able to make that 64K storage cell. So once again, we're just gonna... Basically what I'm doing is just we're gonna copy that and put the same configuration on that. I think that works. Yup. And we're just gonna clear the config from this one. So the 64K is going to be like our dump for stone and all of our... And once again, we have to... Until we build a proper AE system, which is coming, we have to keep playing shuffleboard with this. And I want to plug the... what is it called? IO port. You've seen me do this a few times, so... Probably don't need to show it again, but basically we'll throw the 16K in here. Take everything on the drive, put it on the 64K. And let's see how full we can get this bad boy. And this should be able to absorb a lot of smooth stone. Yeah, we're getting it pretty full. 18. Whoa, wow. Alright, cool. And just stand that guy in here. Alright. This should deal, this 64 and this 16 should really help with our storage issues for quite a while. So, not too worried about ME storage for now. We should be able to run the quarry, especially at its current very fast speed. So, cool. I think we're good on resources. We have so much diamond. It's funny because we have 75 diamonds and I found maybe like a third of that in service cores. Anyway. We're making progress. Alright, so I threw 9 speed and energy upgrades in all 4 of those Mekanism machines, and it's able easily now to keep up with the ore that this thing generates. So now I plan to gradually sort of piecemeal improve this Ender Quarry as we have the ability to handle it. Is going to continue. I'm going to double check the chunk bound. Okay, perfect. Just making sure. There's a weird little visual glitch with it. Okay. So what I want to do is put down another combustion generator. To do that, I need to run water to it, like the other one. So I'm going to do that, and then I might have to get down in here. I think we should be able to smack this guy with the wrench. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to drop another combustion generator here. It's full of water. And now... Oh, also I brought more. Yeah, see, we're still doing great on... Oh, whoops, I brought baked potatoes instead of regular potatoes. Well, I'll have to fix that. But I did bring redstone and gunpowder. And... So, this is continuing to go along fine. So what I want to do, actually, is instead of having this thing... Actually, it was this thing that was pulling, wasn't it? So this thing is pulling its rocket fuel straight from here. Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do, now that we have a second one, is... I'll put it right here. Fluid tanks, and then we basically want to run fluid conduit from here to here. Extract, Always active. And basically want this to push in all directions. This is not a multi-block, so I guess I need to configure it manually. Okay, no, I'm gonna have to do this differently, I think. Never really worked with these Ender IO tanks before. I'm gonna just do this is actually the simpler way. We'll do this, and then we'll set these to push-pull. I'd actually want to set up the pull. I want it to be like a gravity feed. So pull, pull. So the top one should feed down into the bottom, and then we just want to run another one from like here, and we'll wrench this off, and we want to set these to extract, always active, extract, always active. Actually, we can just disable this one, can't we? Perfect. Alright, so these should both be getting rocket fuel, so that's 160, 320, and this is still here just to make sure that even if we lost all our fuel, the Quarry wouldn't die, and the vats have enough power to keep making stuff as soon as it gets more. Alright, so... And yeah, since all the fluid's coming out of here, I guess we would want to also configure this to be like... So this tank should get filled up first, and these tanks are more like a buffer. Perfect, and that's what's happening. Alright, so this should significantly increase the speed of the Quarry, because we're getting another 160 RF per tick, and hopefully we can keep up as far as rocket fuel goes. And yeah, certainly looks like it's processing faster. And if we smack on this a few times, definitely looks like it's processing faster. Great, so slowly and surely we're improving this Quarry system. And keep in mind, this is just the test run. Once this one is done, oh, and you can see over here where it's kind of, we're greening the place up a bit. I like to call it Project Genesis. I like running Ender quarries in the desert because you can always tell what's been quarried and what hasn't because of the dirt. Alright, anyway, we're bringing life to this once dead land. But once this quarry's done, we're going to do a real quarry, and it's going to be beautiful. Oh god, spare me. I'm fighting a unique named man with Lifesteal. Oh god. Who tosses me up in the air? I think I finally got him. That was crazy. So I've been... Ugh, this nausea. I've been clearing out my fields in preparation of doing a little... Oh god, there's more. Doing a little improvement out here. I hate these things with a passion. Come here, you little bastards. Alright, I think I got him. No, there's one left. Oh my god, I hate those things so much. So, yeah, just clearing this field out because I'm going to improve it a little bit, or at least see how much of it I can improve. Alright, so I'm going to make fertilized dirt, and because I have tons of, well, actually, I might need to make some bone meal. I could pulverize it and get a better conversion rate, but I don't really need to. I'm just going to do direct conversion, and I'll do another stack of bones like that. Are these special bones? Why were they not in that pile? Very curious. Anyway, there we go. So I'm going to try to make at least 81 of this fertilized dirt. I was able to make 90 something. Perfect. Alright, so fertilized dirt is pretty awesome. Shovel. Basically, it doesn't need a water source, so the first thing I can do is get rid of this. And you notice how sometimes I step on this stuff and kind of mess it up. You don't need to worry about that. I'm still gonna keep this 9x9 structure because reasons. You'll see later. Might be a few episodes, but basically the ideal size for not just water, but other stuff. Ah, darn it. You gotta be careful when you work with these carpenter's blocks. I'm probably gonna have to rip these out. Anyway, you get the gist of what I'm doing. I'm just gonna fill this up with fertilized dirt, and gradually I'm gonna just do this one field at a time. The other great thing is this stuff, apart from not needing water and all the other great stuff about it. Oh yeah, the fact you can't jump on it and ruin it. The other great thing is it actually increases the rate of the crop growth. And I'm not entirely sure how much, but enough to make it worthwhile. So, I'm going to have to get my axe and fix this up. But basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try to see if I can't get at least the first 2 fields converted to fertilized dirt, and then replant. Alright, don't mind the blood moon. They can't even spawn near my base anymore. I'm going to take a second to try to make this reactor a little more powerful, so hold on while I pull up my stats. Whoops, wrong thingamabob. Alright, so this reactor, let's fire it up real fast, and we'll give it a second to power up. By the way, I built this battery bigger, way bigger. Now it holds 60 million RF instead of 10 million. Not bad. Another thing, you might have noticed in that last segment when I built that quarry, yeah, there's an issue with that. You may have noticed that, sorry, I keep having to check something here. I've got some numbers I've got up. Yeah, you may have noticed that a little flaw with that design, and that would be that I put the tanks inside the boundaries of the Ender quarry. So, they got ate up and it promptly stopped the quarry. So I had to go back and, basically rewire it, and it just instead of having the I got rid of the tanks and it just pipes directly in. So this thing should have warmed up by now. So this thing does 1.14k RF per tick. And it's uses about 0.78 millibuckets per tick. So let me see here. I've got a little spreadsheet. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you, but just take my word for it. But if I input those 2 stats, 0.078. I'll get the other stat I care about. So there are 2 stats I care about with a big reactor. One is RF per tick, how much power it's putting out. Obviously, that's a very important one. The other one is RF per millibucket. So this setup is you get 14,615 RF per millibucket of yellorium. So if you multiply that by 1,000, that's how much you get per ingot. That's something like 14 million power. 14 million RF. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, the reason I do all that is because I want to generate more power. So I'm going to try to improve on this design. You'll see I've got a couple control rods. I've got, oh, you know what? I'll probably need to grab another reactor control rod. Maybe I should do that right now. And I also grabbed some more blocks of iron just for reference. We've been using iron to kind of transfer heat to the case. Probably not the most efficient way to do it. Iron's a cheap block, but we're going to start with that, and then we're going to probably toy with a couple designs. So we're going to play with big reactors a little bit. It's playtime. Tell me I didn't just... No, there it is. Sometimes I miss stuff that's like right in front of my face. It's very weird, especially when I'm recording. I think it's a curse of when you're recording. Are these 3 high? 1, 2, 3. Alright, I did all my math thinking these were 2 high. I forgot they're actually 3 high. So, yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to have to make a little bit more of everything. So give me a second to do that, and I'll be right back. Let me knock these guys out too. Oh, here's my chunk loader, by the way. It's actually loading 3 chunks in all directions, which is kind of a lot, but with our design, it's kind of an open air design with big cave system. I figured it was a necessary sacrifice. Alright, let me finish making what I need for this, and I'll be right back. Alright, I think I have what I need now. So we're going to put more yellorium fuel rods here. And you can see they're getting filled up immediately because I have yellorium in the system. And there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to iron blocks to cool this. Or not cool it so much as transfer heating to the case. And then let's do the same on this side. Oh, magnetization ring, please. Thank you. So, alright. So, now we've got 3 rods, blocks on all sides. Let's fire this bad boy up and see what it does. Oh, and 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, same size. Nothing's changed as far as the footprint. Let's see what we get here. Alright. Casing heat is going up. Obviously, we're generating more core heat now. We're also generating more casing heat. This has gone from like almost 600 to 1200 degrees. We're getting some core reactivity, which is actually a good thing. We're actually using fewer millibuckets per tick. Wow. So, all in all, we're generating more power and we're using fewer millibuckets per tick. That's pretty awesome. So I'm going to punch this in here. So let's see. We're generating 2990 RF per tick and 0.066 millibuckets per tick. And that should give us... Wow. So my old design was 14,615 RF per millibucket. This new design, 45,000. I'm getting almost 3 times as much power per millibucket with this design. That is freaking awesome, man. So I put 3 fuel rods in there and just put iron blocks all around it, and look at it go. That's really, really good. That's way better than my older design. It's actually using less fuel per tick and generating more than twice the power. Beautiful. Beautiful. Literally using less fuel. That's sweet. Alright, but you know what? I think we can up the ante even one more without even increasing the size of this. Let me see what I can do. Alright, supposedly Resonant Ender works really, really well in place of where I have those iron blocks, so we're going to give it a try. In the past, for higher end stuff, I've used gelid cryothium, which is a real bear to make. I hate making gelid cryothium. This is not so tough to make. I think I'm going to need 2 stacks of ender pearls, though. We have plenty to spare, though. Thank you, ender lilies. Yeah, we need to fill 8 buckets, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're out of pearls, so let's throw more pearls in there. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 stacks of pearls. But then what we're going to do is take all this stuff and we're going to literally pour it into our reactor. So, let's check it out. Hopefully it's going to work better. I think it will. Alright, so I made 8 buckets because I was considering trying the 1 rod design, but actually getting that fuel reactivity of having multiple rods touching each other, stacked together, really seems to make a huge difference. So I'm not going to use 8 buckets. I'm only going to use 6. I'm going to keep this design. And then whether it's source or flowing isn't really supposed to matter. So I'm just going to put 1 source block at the top of each one of these fuel rods. So there's 1, 2, 3, and for safety's sake, let's seal it up because I think that this stuff, if I remember right, is a little dangerous. You don't really want to fall into it. I think it teleports you. 1, 2, I don't want to get teleported into, say, a wall. And we'll seal that up. 6 buckets of Resonant Ender, so each bucket took 4 ender pearls. Alright, let's let this thing cool off and fire this bad boy up and see what we can do now. Alright, 2, 3. Alright, definitely generating more power. Generating more power. So, marginal improvement. I'm actually surprised how well iron blocks work. So let's see, we're getting 3,430 RF per tick and 0.064. So it's a little tiny bit more efficient, and we are generating like 500 RF more, 400 RF more. So it's not nothing, but it is surprising to me how well just regular old iron blocks. So people who make big reactors, and you're like delaying making your big reactor until you get some high-end fluid. You know what? I think my advice to you is don't sweat it. Just use, and look at how fast we're filling up this buffer. Just use some iron blocks. Throw some iron blocks in there. It works great. And I see people make the 3x3, like minimal size big reactor. If you just give it one more space on every side, and throw some iron blocks in there, and they don't even, not even in the diagonals, just the four cardinals, I think you'll notice a huge difference in power production for the same amount. Anyway, so we've gone from 45,303 RF per millibucket to 53,593 RF per millibucket, all of which is way better than the 14,615 RF per millibucket that we had with our older reactor. So this bigger, stronger reactor is actually using less fuel. It's a beautiful thing. Big reactors, man. Design is everything. Real quick, guys, you want to know a substance that's rarer than diamond? There is a substance that is rarer than diamond. Let's see, this is pretty typical results coming back to my quarry after a while. Oh, I got 21 diamond ore. That's pretty good. Nice. 4 Certus quartz ore. Absolutely typical of how it's been. Certus quartz is so freaking rare, man. You have to treasure every drop of Certus quartz you get. Now, since I do silk touch quarrying, I just take my fortune 3 when I get a bunch of ores, and there's no better way to kind of multiply them. I just take my fortune 3 hammer here, and I set up a little wall and bash them down. But a lot of this stuff, like nether quartz ore, you can get 12 in an enrichment chamber. You can get 12 redstone in an enrichment chamber, or 6 plus a cinnabar and a pulverizer. Cinnabar will get you guaranteed shiny ore, which is why I have so much shiny ore now. So, yeah. This stuff is so freaking rare. Oh, I got unlucky with the diamonds, actually. Let's just check. Certus quartz. You have to cut this in half. So this 170 is more like 85. 85, 120-ish. Diamonds. About 120-ish. So they're about on parity. But I don't need these for a ton of things. I need Certus quartz for a lot. So anyway, the struggle continues. This is why I have to run a quarry. Alright guys, look, I am undaunted in my quest to abuse blood magic for cheap, free lava, and lots of. So, we're going to transition now to what I like to call Plan B. And I haven't used one of these in a while, because they're kind of out of fashion now, aren't they? But I believe if I just, does it work if I place it here? Anyway, we got an ender... Oh god. Is my magnet ring on? Okay, so gravel is not apparently... Thank you. We need to put down some real... Let's just put down some rack. That rack! Let's make a little netherrack platform for this noise. Where, though, is the question. Don't want to do it too near the nether fortress. Do it right here, I reckon. Please do not drop in the lava. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And then I think it might need to be one lower, but we'll see. Alright, so endothermic pump. Yes, Piggy. Oh, really? Do you have to? And ender tank. And Sterling generator powered by lava crystal. Again, using blood magic to get lava. Oh, it's already got a lava crystal in it. Goody. And it's already got an ectatic capacitor. And it's already working. Goody. Let's break that. Alright. Move it, Piggy. Okay, and really this is all the safety platform we need because... Whoa. Eventually this whole damn place will be a safety platform. So good. Now I'm using blood magic to get lava into tanks. I was gonna say some joke about something be damned, but, you know, words are failing me right now. In any case, it's a very simple setup that I don't have to babysit thanks to the lava crystal. It should just work. Alright, let's start putting this lava to use. I need obsidian. Alright, so I can finally run this thing full time, let it fill up on lava, and then whenever I need a stack of obsidian I can grab it. Eventually I will move this guy into my base and just have it produce obsidian full time, or, you know, use some kind of ME, who knows. But for now, I just want to be able to come out here and grab a stack and use it. So we got a couple cool things going on out here. That lava looks very interesting. But whatever, it's lava, so good. Let me get some of this obsidian together for what I want to do next. Well, we'll see if it's what I do next. I do need obsidian for a few things. Yeah, actually it is. It's for sure what okay, that's not good. Alright, you may have noticed, before I panicked, I started dropping obsidian accidentally, that, yeah, something was getting into my ender tank that was not... It's not lava. Lava does not look like that, nor does it behave like that. That's actually what we call... empty. That is actually blood. So I think we were in a biomes of plenty area where there was blood that was getting juiced up and turned into blood for this. So now on the other side of this, I should be able to empty out what little blood's left in here, and we should have an actual working pump. Well, that's nicer. Finally got the blood out of there. I just pumped it into here, and now we're getting tons of obsidian, which we're gonna need. So that's great. Alright, so we're using this obsidian to cook up a bunch of dark steel. The reason for that being, I want to make some dark steel balls. These are like a grinder. I've actually never used one before. Okay, so you get 5 per. That's less painful than I thought it would be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the flint with these dark steel balls. I don't use the sag mill for much anymore since I have the ore tripling box. But one thing I do use it a lot for is these dense ores. And, sometimes it gives you 4 per, but sometimes it'll actually double because of this guy here, bonus output. And so, I don't know. I only have 3 to show you, so we probably won't get lucky, but let's see if we get double anything. 3. You only get 3 from coal. Oh wait, you know what? See, 8. I just got 8 iron ores from 1 dense ore. And then the other thing I do a lot of in here is coal ore. I don't know why I grabbed that much when I can only put 1 stack in at a time at the moment. But if you look at the recipe for coal ore in a sag mill, you get 3 coal, 1 pulverized coal, cobble, who cares, and a 1% chance, or less than a 1% chance of a diamond. This should increase that chance. And also, if you watch, we should get lots of doubles. Like 6. I got 6 right there. 6. 6. 6. 6. So I'm going to try to keep this thing in dark steel balls. I don't use the sag mill a ton, but the few things I use it for would really benefit from having this extra boost in not only efficiency and power reduction, but also in the output that we might get. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, and with that, I think that's all the time we have for this episode. So a bit of odds and ends. I think the main thing was getting our big reactor upgraded, and I'm thinking maybe for our next episode there's a couple directions I could go. I've been talking about Thaumcraft for a while. I think it's time to get started with that. Well, time to get started with that. And I may upgrade, I may upgrade my ore tripling box. We'll see how it goes. Until then, though, I hope you all have a great one. Take it easy, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye bye.